Oh boy, welcome back. It is the weekend. We love it.
Woo!
Welcome back inside the Crazy Ant Farm. We got so much to talk about, but before we do, we want to give a little tiny review of Thor: Love and Thunder. Gotta say, wasn't my favorite. You guys remember we were super excited to see it last week, but it was very mid. Thor: Mid and Thunder, I must say.
Yeah, I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought that the first act and half of the first half of the second act were just god awful. I was literally, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I was literally wanting to get up and leave. Of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I felt like it was 1960s Batman. It was over the top campy. It was ridiculous. The only thing that kept me in my seat through the first act and first half of the second act is Christian Bale's gore.
Yeah.
He was fantastic, and thankfully he was a part of the first half of the movie, because if not, it did redeem itself though. It pulled it off the back half of the second act and the full third act. Outstanding. That's the Marvel movies we were looking for. That's the Thor we're looking for, the one who put the axe in Thanos' head. Yeah, okay. But boy, if you guys haven't seen it yet, good luck for the first, hour of it, because it's.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I mean, some people did like it. Our theater was cracking up for the first half, so maybe it's just us. Who knows? But, I mean, we want to know your opinions. Be sure to comment below on the YouTube channel or message us on Twitter, all the good things.
And we can't go without saying this. Guys, spoiler alert, spoiler. If we got to talk about Thor, we got to talk about the other. Mutants are now in the MCU. If you guys missed it, Miss Marvel, she's a mutant, and she is the first definitive. Now we know they exist. They are a part of the MCU, and Miss Marvel is one of them. And how awesome is that? We finally have mutants. The X-Men are coming, y'all.
Love it. So excited. So excited. But we just wanted to, share our thoughts and opinions because we were really excited to see it last week. But now, guys, let's get a little crazy. What's up, guys? Episode 202 is here, and you guys know your host with the most, myself, JLo Fantastic, and the one and only Mal.
What's up?
Before we tease the show, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, to the podcast. Be sure to leave a rating or comment, and let us know what you think about the show. Your thoughts and opinions matter, and leaving a comment and a rating actually helps the podcast get heard and seen. So we really want to know what you think about the show, and tell us who you want to come on the show, because we also do celebrity guest interviews, and man, oh man, we have an amazing guest coming on next week, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
Heck yeah.
But guys, there's so much going down in Hollywood, man. We have freaking the Emmys to talk about. We have HBO Max to talk about. We have Marvel, who's going to be a part of Black Panther 2. Daniel Kaluuya? Maybe. We'll see. But man, oh man, there's a lot going down in Hollywood. But before we get all that started, be sure to head over to our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We got shirts, we got hats, we have pillowcases, we have freaking stuffed teddy bears. We have basically anything and everything that you desire.
Yeah.
So be sure to head over to our website, like I said, crazyantmedia.com, where you can start just getting a little crazy, guys. We appreciate all the love and support. And you can see our film there too. Deadlines. We have our own nice little page for it. You can rent it for a very low price, and it will be worth it. Be worth to start that conversation.
Heck yeah.
But man, we have to start off with the Emmys, because that's what everybody is talking about this week in Hollywood. The Emmy nominations are a strong showing amongst 10 most nominated series, kept HBO and HBO Max comfortably atop of the Emmy leaderboard with a combined 40 or 140 nominations, outpacing Netflix, which came in this year at 105.
Yeah, down.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Well, HBO alone accounted for 114 nominations, thanks to a haul of 25 Emmys, darling Succession.
Yes.
Now 20 for White Lotus, which is a breakout star, and 25 nominations for Succession, 20 for White Lotus, and 16 for Euphoria. 14 for Barry at HBO Max, and bagged about 17 for Hacks as well. Last year, HBO and HBO Max and Netflix made it a duel when they nominated Tails Up versus each other with 130 to 125 nominations. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, but this time it wasn't even close. Like one separated them last year, not this year. Emmy's first ever series nod to a non-English language production for the drama thriller, of course, Squid Game, which placed the streamers haul with 14 chits, followed by Ozark and Stranger Things with 13 apiece. So, I mean, so Netflix is like, hey, we didn't get the most nominations, but we are making history. So,
yeah,
hey.
Exactly. And on the heels of the string of the well-received series, Hulu had a big year as well, with about 58 bids, fueled by freshman hit Only Murders in the Building with 17 nominations. Dope Sick brought in 14 nominations, and Pam and Tommy as well brought in 10. So that's really exciting for Hulu.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, we're going to talk. We're going to get into it, guys. Don't worry about it.
Trust us.
Apple TV Plus had another strong year with 52 mentions. That service landed a comedy series nod for Ted Lasso, which got 20, the reigning champ in that category, and a slot competitive drama series for the buzzy science fiction Severance, which got 14 nominations.
That's crazy. And rounding out the top 15 amongst all platforms were Disney Plus, 34 nominations, Amazon Prime with about 30, CBS 29, NBC 28, ABC had 23, FX 23, Showtime 17, Paramount Plus 11, VH1 10, Bravo 8, YouTube 8, and AMC had 7.
Yeah, heck yeah. And I know what you're thinking, guys, right? With Disney Plus 34, did that include Marvel? Hold on. Just stay in your seats. We're going to let you know. Streaming. Get this one, though. This one's really exciting. Streaming platform Roku. Yes, I said Roku officially picked up its first Emmy Award nominations. The company's free ad-supported Roku channel was recognized with 2 Emmy nods for their romantic comedy movie Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, for television movie and choreography for scripted programming, while Bill Burr landed a nomination for actor in a short-form comedy or drama series for comedy anthology series Immoral Compass. So congratulations to Roku. This is their first year of eligibility, and boom, they got some nominations. So well done.
Exactly. For real, man. For real. Well, Zendaya also made history this year. And I mean, again, by the way, made history again for Euphoria. At 25, Zendaya is now the youngest woman ever nominated for producing at the Emmys, in addition to being the youngest 2-time lead acting nominee ever. Now, she nabbed about 4 nominations in total with today's haul, which is absolutely insane. She's killing it, to be honest.
I mean, she's like I think she is like the epitome of showing you how to get it done.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, she's just amazing. Quinta Brunson has made Emmy history also with Abbott Elementary, landing 3 nominations for Outstanding Comedy Series, Lead Actress in a Comedy, and Writing for a Comedy Series. She got that for the pilot. Now, she's the first Black woman to earn 3 noms in the comedy categories in the same year. And at 32, Brunson is also the youngest Black woman ever nominated in the comedy acting category. So well done to her.
Yeah, seriously, man. And also, Succession received about 14 Emmy nominations in the acting categories. That breaks the records for the most Emmy acting nominations for a drama series in a single year, with the previous record being held with 12 for the one and only West Wing.
Yes.
It also breaks the record for most acting nominations for any series in a single year. The miniseries Roots previously holding that record with 13.
All right. So now, what did I say? We had you covered. Well, here it comes. While the Oscars have yet to show much love for the Marvel Studios did have a respectable showing at this week's Emmy nominations, with Loki, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, and What If all picking up multiple nods. Hawkeye picked up 2 nominations. Loki scored 6 nominations. Moon Knight picked up 8 nominations. And on the animated side, Marvel Studios' first ever animated series, What If, as you guys know, got 3 nominations in its debut season. So showing the MCU some love.
Got you covered, trust me. In a drama series, we have Better Call Saul, Severance, Apple TV Plus, Squid Game, Netflix, Stranger Things, Netflix, Succession, HBO, and Yellow Jackets, Showtime.
I'm such a huge fan of Succession, but I've got to pull for Yellow Jackets, man.
I think it's gonna be Stranger Things. Gangs.
Really?
To be honest.
I think it's still going to be Succession, but I want Yellow Jackets. Damn it.
For sure.
All right. Comedy series. We've got Abbott Elementary from ABC, Barry from HBO, Curb Your Enthusiasm from HBO, Hacks from HBO, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel from Amazon Prime, of course, Only Murders in the Building for Hulu, Ted Lasso from Apple TV Plus, and What We Do in the Shadows from FX.
So good, man. So good. And I feel like this one's a landslide. But anyway, limited series. We have Dope Sick, Hulu, The Dropout, Hulu, Inventing Anna in Netflix, Pam and Tommy, Hulu, and The White Lotus.
Yes.
So, well, obviously, we're going for Dope
Sick, of course. Lead actor in the drama series, we've got Jason Bateman from Ozark, Brian Cox from Succession, Lee Jong-jae from Squid Game, Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul, Adam Scott from Severance, and Jeremy Strong from Succession.
All good choices, man. Lead actress in a drama series, we got Jodie Comer from Killing Eve, Laura Linney from Ozark, Melody Lewinsky from Yellow Jackets, Sandra Oh from Killing Eve, Reese Witherspoon, The Morning Show, and of course, the one and only Zendaya from Euphoria.
Pulling hard for Melanie Linsky on this one. About time she got recognized for her incredible work. Lead actor in a comedy series, Donald Glover from Atlanta, Bill Hader from Barry, Nicholas Hoult from The Great, Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building, Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building, Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso.
I mean, Jason has won it the past 2 years, I feel like. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Well, lead actress in a comedy series, we have Rachel Bronson, Marvelous Miss Maisel, Quintina Brewson from Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Cuoco from The Flight Attendant, Elle Fanning from The Great, Issa Rae from Insecure, and Jean Smart from Hacks. So if Only Murders gets nominated for so many things and the men both get nominated, where the fuck is Selena Gomez? Just saying.
And guest actor got nominated on that show too. Like, how do you not have Selena Gomez?
No sense. Yeah. Just saying.
Lead actor in a limited series or movie. We all know who's getting this one. I'm Batman. Colin Firth, The Staircase, Andrew Garfield, Under the Banner of Heaven, Oscar Isaac, Scenes from a Marriage, my man Michael Keaton for Dope Sick, Himesh Patel for Station 11, and Sebastian Stan for Pam and Tommy.
Ooh,
that is a tough category, but I really do think it's Keaton's year.
For sure. Well, lead actress in a limited series or movie, we got Toni Collette from The Staircase, Julia Garner from Inventing Anna, Lily James from Pam and Tommy, Sarah Paulson from Impeachment, American Crime Story, Margaret Qualley for Seyfried from The Dropout.
Yes. All right. So for variety talk series, we've got The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. We've got Jimmy Kimmel Live. We've got Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Late Night with Seth Meyers, and The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
It's always the same with that category.
It is. I mean, there's only so many you can pick from.
Exactly. Well, competition program, we have Amazing Race, CBS, Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls on Amazon Prime, Nailed It on Netflix, RuPaul's Drag Race on VH1, Top Chef on Bravo, and The Voice on NBC.
Same kind of in those categories, too.
For real.
For television movie, we've got Chippendale Rescue Rangers from Disney Plus, Ray Donovan the Movie from Showtime, Reno 911 The Hunt for Karan, Paramount Plus, The Survivor, HBO Max, and Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas from the Roku channel.
Yes, pulling for The Survivor from HBO. Remember, that's the one with the boxer that was in Nazi Germany. That
so
you walked in on. So good.
I'm pulling for Zoe.
Makes sense. Well, supporting actress in a drama series, we got Patricia Arquette from Severance, Julia Garner, Ozark, Jung Ho-yeon from Squid Game, Christina Ricci from Yellow Jackets, Rye Seahorn from Better Call Saul, Jay Smith Cameron from Succession, Sarah Snook from Succession, and Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria. I could see it being her because that was basically season 2 was basically about her character. So we'll see.
For sure. Supporting actor in a drama series, we've got Nicholas Braun from Succession, Billy Crudup from The Morning Show, Kieran Culkin from Succession, Park Hae-soo from Squid Game, Matthew McFadden from Succession, John Turturro from Severance, and Christopher Walken from Severance. Basically, every guy on Succession got nominated.
Basically, just saying.
And
man.
Oh Young-soo from Squid Game. We can't leave him out.
No, cannot do it, man. Cannot do it, especially the cultural impact that show had. Supporting actress in a comedy series, we got Alex Borstein from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Hannah Inbinder from Hacks, Janelle James from Abbott Elementary, Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live, Sarah Niles from Ted Lasso, Cheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary, June Temple from Ted Lasso, and Hannah Waldingham from Ted Lasso as well.
There you go. Supporting actor in a comedy series, Anthony Kerrigan from Barry, Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso, Toheeb Jamil from Ted Lasso, Nick Mohammed from Ted Lasso, Tony Shalhoub from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Tyler James Williams from Abbott Elementary, Henry Winkler from Barry, and Bowen Yang from Saturday Night Live.
So good. Well, supporting actress in a limited series or movie, we have Connie Britton from The White Lotus, Jennifer Coolidge from The White Lotus, Alexandra Daddario from The White Lotus, Caitlin Deaver from Dope Sick, Natasha Rothwell from The White Lotus, Sydney Sweeney from The White Lotus, and Marie Winningham from Dope Sick. Caitlin Deaver, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. But I got to say, we got Mare Winningham, who played, of course, Caitlin's mother in Dope Sick. Where the fuck's Rosario Dawson?
Just saying.
How do you not give Rosario Dawson a nod in that? How can you have everybody else and not Rosario? She was a pivotal part in that show as well.
Just saying.
They can't get everything right, but they fucked that one up for sure.
For sure.
Supporting actor in a limited series or movie. We've got Murray Bartlett from The White Lotus, Jake Lacey from The White Lotus, Will Poulter from Dope Sick, Seth Rogen from Pam and Tommy, Peter Sarsgaard from Dope Sick, Michael Stuhlberg from Dope Sick, and Steve Zahn from The White Lotus. Again, that's like damn near the entire cast of Dope Sick, except for Rosario Dawson.
Exactly.
I don't even get it.
Exactly. I'd pull for a Seth Rogen, but Peter Sarsgaard was so good.
Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah.
Guest actress in a drama series, we have Hope Davis, Succession, Marcia Gray Harden from The Morning Show, Martha Kelly from Euphoria, Sana Lethan from Succession, Harriet Walter from Succession, and Lee Yumi from Squid Game.
Yes, and then we're jumping over to guest actor in a drama series. We've Coleman Domingo. Yeah, Domingo. Let's go with Domingo.
There we go.
Euphoria. We've got Arian Moayed from Succession, Tom Pelfrey from Ozark, and Alexander Skarsgård from Succession. Man, his role in that was like so fucking good. I'm pulling for him, but that's a tough category.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Well, guest actress in a comedy series, we have Jane Addams from Hacks, Harriet Sansom Harris from Hacks, Jane Lynch, Only Murders in the Building, Laurie Metcalf from Hacks, Caitlin Olsen from Hacks, Harriet Walter from Ted Lasso.
Ooh, that's a tough one, too. Mm-hmm. Guest actor in a comedy series, we've got Gerard Carmichael from Saturday Night Live, Bill Hader from Curb Your Enthusiasm, James Lance from Ted Lasso, Nathan Lane from Only Murders in the Building, Christopher McDonald from Hacks, and Sam Richardson from Ted Lasso.
So good, man. Well, variety sketch series, we have a Black Lady sketch show from HBO Max and HBO, and, of course, Saturday Night Live.
Limited category this year,
yes,
for sure, it seems like. But we have Variety Special Live, and for that one, we've got quite a bit. The 64th Annual Grammy Awards from CBS. We've got live in front of a studio audience, The Facts of Life in Different Strokes on ABC. The Oscars on ABC. Pepsi Super Bowl halftime show starring Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and 50 Cent on NBC. And the Tony Awards presents Broadway's Back on CBS. I mean, I have to think it's going to the Oscars for everything that happened.
Yeah, man. Yeah, either that or the Super Bowl halftime show.
For sure.
Well, Variety Special pre-recorded. We have Adele One Night Only on CBS, Dave Chappelle's The Closer, Netflix, Harry Potter's 20th anniversary, Return to Hogwarts on HBO and HBO Max, Norm Macdonald, Nothing Special on Netflix, and One Last Time, An Evening with Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga on CBS. I'm going for Adele with that one.
You're real? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the one that she had a concert in front of the fucking observatory in California with all the celebrities and shit. It was really cool.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm pulling for a posthumous win for Norm Macdonald. Nothing Special. It was nice to see him back, and then tragically, passed away. But that'd be good. Hosted nonfiction series or special. My Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman. Love that fucking show. If you guys haven't checked that one out, definitely check it out.
For sure.
The Problem with Jon Stewart, Apple TV Plus. Stanley Tucci, Searching for Italy on CNN. We've got Vice on Showtime, and The World According to Jeff Goldblum for Disney Plus.
Love that. Well, host for a reality or competition program, we have Bob Barrick, Carmel Brown, Tan Ferentz, and Tony Proeski, John Van Ness for Queer Eye. We got Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman from Making It. We have Nicole Byer from Nailed It, Barbara Corcon, and Mark Cuban, Laura Greener, Robert and Damon. Kevin from Shark Tank. Come on now.
Hell yeah.
Padma Moeski from Top Chef and RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah. Now, come on. Y'all know who I'm pulling for on that one. I'm going for my boys from Shark Tank.
I thought you were doing RuPaul.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. Literally have never seen the show, never will see the show, but I'm addicted to Shark Tank.
Love drag.
Let's see. This year's Emmys will be awarded across 2 weekends with the 2-night creative arts portion set for September 3rd and 4th. The primetime ceremony will be broadcast live Monday, September 12th on NBC and stream live on the Peacock. So there you go, guys. If you want to see for like directing, production design, all that kind of stuff, go to the Emmys website, and they've got all that listed there, and you can find out all of that information.
Love that. Well, heading over to Disney. It's monthly subscription fee by $3 a month, a 43 price hike that outstrips even the current rate of inflation. And it is doing so at the time of the big media companies finding prospects of monetization, new streaming efforts to be significantly more challenging. And starting August 23rd of 2022, the price of ESPN Plus subscription will raise to $9.99 per month compared to the current rate of the $6.99 per month, and costs of the annual subscription will raise to $99.99 per month compared to the current rate of $69.99. Subscribers to ESPN Plus are expected to be notified officially next week. The price of what is known as the Disney Bundle, a broader subscription that encompasses ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu, will not change at present, nor will current price tag for UFC pay-per-view events or ESPN shows. So I would have been pissed if my bundle would have went up. Just saying.
Yeah, I think it's smart though. By not increasing the bundle, it's encouraging people to get the bundle, which is, that's a smart move. All right, it's MCU time, guys. Daniel Kaluuya won't reprise his Black Panther role in Disney and Marvel's anticipated sequel, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The Oscar winner exited the project due to conflicts with scheduling on Jordan Peele's horror Nope. Now, in the original 2018 Black Panther film directed by, of course, Ryan Coogler, Kaluuya played W'Kabi, the confidant and best friend of the late Chadwick Boseman's Wakanda heir T'Challa, who spearheaded security for the border tribe. Now, keeping it under wraps like they always do, but I guess we'll find out.
This one could have been summarized in one sentence. Is Daniel Kaluuya coming back to Black Panther 2?
Nope.
Nope.
Nice.
I know, right? So good. Well, guys, everybody was wondering, because it was a big thing on Twitter this past week. What Star Wars Solo, the guy who played young Solo, what's happening? He's coming to Marvel?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Eldon Ehrenreich is the latest addition to the upcoming Marvel series Ironheart at Disney Plus. Now, he joins previously announced cast members Dominique Thorne, Anthony Ramos, Lyric Ross, and Manny Montana. The show follows a Marvel character, Riri Williams, played by Thorne, a genius inventor and the creator of the most advanced suit of armor since the one and only Iron Man. Details on the character the dude will be playing are being well kept under wraps, so we will see how integral his role will be in this thing.
That's it, but that's not the only casting news for MCU shows. Rafael Casal from Blindspotting is set for a major role in the upcoming second season of Disney Plus's Loki. Details about Casal's character are being kept under wraps, of course. Online speculation, though, includes a hypothesis that he could be playing Zaniac, which would be badass. Now, word of Casal's casting started trickling out when a photo from the set of season 2 leaked online. It featured Casal walking alongside Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson, who are back reprising their roles as anti-hero Loki and Mobius, respectively. It's hard to deny that you're in it when you're caught on set with
Exactly, man. There's nothing you can do about that one. Well, Disney and K-pop supergroup BTS are getting into business together. The Walt Disney Company and BTS studio Home Hyde revealed a new global content partnership Tuesday that will see the companies work together to produce 5 streaming titles, including 3 exclusive projects featuring BTS or BTS members, aligning itself with the world's most popular K-pop pop group is undoubtedly a cope for Disney at the moment, as it seeks to both ramp up global subscriber counts and catch up with Netflix as the destination for bankable Korean entertainment. This only makes sense. And it's kind of surprising too, because if you remember like a month or two ago, BTS said they were kind of taking a break from each other basically. So we'll see how this plays out.
For sure. I mean, it is. It's a smart move, though. Every time they're on freaking Good Morning America, they're like, it's huge. So, I mean, it made sense. Dean Fleischer Camp, the filmmaker behind A24's charming little indie comedy Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, is apparently set to step in for John M. Chu as the director of Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch remake. You guys remember we told you Chu was attached to the project in 2020, but his deal was never finalized. Now, the movie is still in early stages and has yet to officially set a screenwriter or hire any actors to portray Lilo and company. However, Dion Oski, that's a tough one. I'm sorry for butchering that one. Bright is in final negotiations to write the adaptation. It's unclear if the movie will debut in theaters or go straight to Disney Plus, but we all know where Chapek likes to send them.
Exactly, man. Just saying. This next one is very interesting. Why not get fucking McDreamy to do this shit? I mean, he loves Formula One, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Keanu Reeves is working on a documentary about Formula One for Disney Plus. The as yet untitled 4-part documentary series will focus on Formula One managing director Ross Brawn, who in 2009 bought the Honda team, renamed it to Brawn GP, and took it to unprecedented championship victories. Now, Reeves will host the doc and has already been conducting interviews. Among those believed to be on board are former Ferrari chairman Luca Di Matarello, whom Reeves was pictured with last month, and the drivers Jensen Button and Rubens Barrichello. Braun himself also is set to take part of this thing. It is believed the show will be airing on the streamer in the fall of 2023. So be sure to stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Now this one's got everybody excited. I know everybody's pumped and waiting for it, especially with what's going on in the country right now. The first teaser for season 5 of The Handmaid's Tale dropped this week, featuring a chilling cover of Christina Aguilera's Fighter. The season premiere is on September 14th on Hulu, with new episodes each Wednesday. Now, in season 5, Elizabeth Moss's June faces consequences for killing Commander Waterford as she simultaneously attempts to redefine her identity and purpose. Serena, now widowed, is trying to raise her profile in Canada, while Gilead's influence makes its way to Canada. Commander Lawrence teams up with Nick and Aunt Lydia while he attempts to reform Gilead and gain power. June, Luke, and Moira fight Gilead from a distance as they continue trying to save Hannah. That is a lot going on in season 5. It sounds intense. But Alexis Bledel is gone. So
I think it kind of fell off there for a little bit.
It did.
We'll see how it goes. I'm very, very excited about this next one because season 2 has been amazing so far, and I'm talking about Only Murders in the Building. It has been renewed for season 3 at Hulu. The news comes just under 2 weeks after the launch of season 2 of the critically acclaimed comedy series. The second season debut with 2 episodes on June 28th. The new episodes are dropping weekly on Tuesdays on Hulu. I know I marked my calendar. Will you?
And this one, I know you've marked your calendar for too. 3 months after the finale of the successful first season, the Kardashians are returning to Hulu. The reality series' second season is set to premiere September 22nd. The date was announced via a teaser for the reality series, which notably reveals that Kim Kardashian's boyfriend, Pete Davidson, will be featured in the upcoming season. Kim and Davidson's highly profile public relationship was alluded to several times during the show's first season, particularly during an episode centered around Kim's hosting spot on Saturday Night Live, which of course featured Davidson as a cast member before he exited earlier this year. Now, Davidson is seen at the very end of the teaser in a scene where Kim asks him to shower with her, to which he completely runs as fast as he can to the bathroom. Elsewhere, Kim discusses how happy her new relationship is making her. The teaser reveals other notable events in the family's lives that will serve as storylines in the upcoming episodes, including Kylie Jenner's second pregnancy with Travis Scott, and Kourtney Kardashian's wedding with Travis Barker. As always, the show will also explore the modeling and businesses careers of family members, including Kendall Jenner, Kris Jenner, and Khloe Kardashian.
Love it. Absolutely hype about it. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe it's like probably because I'm sure they film while the other season is airing about the Barker hospitalization situation. So we'll see if that'll play into it. But FX is moving forward with the second season of The Bear.
Yes.
Guys, if you haven't checked out this show, do yourself a favor and do that because it is so good. It can be so serious and so funny. And I feel like just so down to earth. You feel like you're a part of the conversation in this show. It's just, I feel like it's so real. The renewal comes almost 1 month after the premiere of the series, which debuted all 8 episodes of the first season on July 23rd. The Bear is available to stream on Hulu right now. And if you want to know a little bit what's about, it's a Chicago set half-hour scripted series that follows Carmen Carmi Berzado, a young chef played by Jeremy Allen White. Wait, why does that sound familiar? Shameless.
Yes.
Who also returns home to his family's sandwich shop after an untimely death of his brother, John Bernthal. The series follows Carmi's efforts to bond with his thorny kitchen crew, including his prickly cousin, and reform both the restaurant and himself. I think it's just a great fucking show, man.
I mean, Johnny B.
Yeah.
It's got John Bernthal in it. I mean, you got to watch it. But it is a fucking brilliant show. I'm so glad it got picked up.
Yes.
Domhnall Gleeson channels Hannibal Lecter in the first trailer for The Patient, the upcoming FX limited series co-starring Steve Carell. Now, The Patient focuses on the relationship between Alexander Strauss, played by Steve Carell, a well-regarded psychotherapist, and his new patient, Sam Fortner, played by Gleeson. Now, when Sam takes Strauss hostage, he reveals himself to be a serial killer and asks the doctor to cure him of his murderous tendencies. As Strauss reluctantly begins treatment, the experience unearths demons and traumas of his own, blurring the line between the patient and the therapist. Now, the trailer begins with a normal therapy session between the two before fast-forwarding to the hostage situation with Strauss trapped via chain in Sam's house. This show, The Patient, premieres August 30th and will run for 10 episodes on Hulu. This sounds intense.
It really does. And it got me thinking, like, what if, like, you went to a therapist session, right? And you think you're crazy, but then it turns out the therapist is crazy and, like, makes you go fucking on a killing rampage. But anyway, FX has also released the first official trailer for season 2 of American Horror Stories. And it's Dennis O'Hare makes an appearance as a creepy doll while Max Greenfield and Bella Thorne show up in the twisted anthology that promises a new nightmare every single week. American Horror Stories is a spinoff of the Ryan Murphy and Brad Falk's anthology series, American Horror Story. The plan is to feature a different horror story each episode, like the original. So there it is.
Yeah, there it is. All right, jump into Fox. I'm excited about this one. Andrew McCarthy has been up to a series regular on Fox as The Resident for season 6. He will reprise the role of Dr. Ian Sullivan, a nationally renowned pediatric surgeon and new hire at Chastain. His groundbreaking surgeries rescue the most vulnerable patients and make him key to the hospital's financial stability. But as Ian's demons emerge, both his daughter, Dr. Cade Sullivan, who we also met last season, played by Kaylee, and our doctors face a dilemma. Where do you draw the line with a doctor whose own life is spiraling dangerously out of control, even as he keeps saving lives? In case you missed it, Dr. Ian Sullivan made his debut in the medical drama last season following Cade's nearly fatal shooting when she desperately needed a donor match for her rare blood type. She survives, but Ian ends up becoming a medical emergency himself after suffering from abdominal pains that turned out to be pancreatic cancer. Because in all these hospital dramas, you have to have people die. It's like,
of course. I mean, you can't not, man.
No.
I mean, now everybody's been feeling more comfortable. You know, mask mandates, most places have lifted. Everybody's going out and about more, going to movies, going to social events. Well, COVID isn't gone, guys, and we still have to take it seriously. You still have to take some proper precautions. Los Angeles County's daily tally of new COVID cases has topped 8,000 for the first time since January. And like many local industries, Hollywood is not immune to this thing. Warner Brothers has recorded what may be the biggest showbiz outbreak of the pandemic, with 31 employees listed as infected on the official LA County Public Health Department website. Now, the studio has seen smaller outbreaks, mostly between the ranges of 3 and 5 cases. In mid-May, it's below average. I mean, it's kind of crazy though, because 128 had cluster of 5 cases, while stages 27 and 29 saw 5 cases as well. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Dave, how you handling that one, buddy?
Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann's Elvis topped $100 million at the domestic box office yesterday, becoming one of the rare films without superheroes or dinosaurs to actually do that globally. The Warner Brothers film has made over $170 million, an impressive result for the kind of material. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be profitable for Warner Brothers, though. Elvis was pretty damn expensive to make. It cost $85 million to produce and tens of millions more to market. So I don't know.
They were just talking about how fucking they made it to a Marvel level. Well, you spent Marvel money, if not more. So just saying. Well, anyway, Salem's Lot will be haunting audiences a little. Warner Brothers has moved the Stephen King adaptation to April 21st of 2023. The New Line project was previously slated to open September 9th of this year. Veteran horror scribe Gary Boderman, known for writing the It films, is directing the cast that includes Lewis Pullman, Mackenzie Lee, Alfred Warford, John Benjamin Hickey, Bill Camp, Jordan Preston, Carter, and Plu Asbeck. King published Salem's Lot in 1975. The book centers on an author who returns to his hometown only to discover the townspeople are slowly being turned to vampires.
Yeah. The original movie's pretty fucking freaky.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see this
It
one.
only makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Now, Max Borenstein has extended his overall deal with. He co-created the HBO series Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. He is also the showrunner and an executive producer on that show. It was renewed, of course, as we told you, for a second season back in April. Now, in addition to his work on Winning Time, Borenstein is known for creating the series version of Minority Report at Fox, as well as co-creating the AMC anthology series The Terror. So the guy's got a good record. He's pretty successful, and I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Well, Christina Elmore from Insecure, if you don't know where, is set to lead opposite of Melissa Benoist and Natasha Benham in The Girls on the Bus, HBO Max's political drama series from Warner Brothers TV. Elmore will play Kimberly Kendrick, an Ivy League educated Reagan Republican and campaign reporter for the Liberty News.
I'm excited for that one.
I
really am pumped for that one. Hey, OWN announced this week that Ava DuVernay will direct the series finale. Yes, series finale, not season, guys. Sorry. Of Queen Sugar. DuVernay created the drama series as an executive produces, returns to the director's chair of the show for the first time since season 1, when she helmed the first 2 episodes. Now, excuse me. Since the first season, DuVernay has written for the series a handful of times, with her last credit being as one of the 4 writers on the Pendulum episode of season 6, which aired last fall. Production for the final episode has already begun in New Orleans.
Very exciting. We love old Hollywood South. Hopefully they're making a nice little resurgence.
Oh, yeah.
Nasim Pedrid's Chad was pulled from TBS's programming hours before season 2 of the comedy series. Was set to air, though, on July 11th. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, just hours before? What
yeah.
the fuck?
CBS is now looking for the right home, they say, for this series. As the news comes, the day the premiere was scheduled and the trailer has already been released, it is clear that at least a significant portion, if not the entire season, had already been shot and produced as well. The pulling of Chad signals the continued demise of scripted content at TBS and TNT, as well as a result of the Warner Brothers Discovery merger, leaving already popular series like Snowpiercer hanging in the balance. Warner Brothers Discovery is overturning strategy for its so-called TNet, including True TV and CEO Dave Zaslav's efforts to cut $3 billion in costs, and the network has also taken hits on outside of the scripted TV area as well. So, I mean, I feel like every week we're talking about something that this man is cutting. So we'll see what's left.
Yeah, like what are you doing, sir? I don't know. Jumping over to Paramount, Missy Peregrine will be back chasing bad guys on FBI this fall. The exact date is still to be determined, but her return is expected to air before FBI's fall finale. Now, as you guys know, Peregrine's second child with husband Tom Oakley, Mela Josephine Oakley. Oh, that's a beautiful name. She arrived on June 6th. She will still be on maternity leave until September, but will return to work as Special Agent Maggie Bell that month. The show explained Peregrine's absence by having her character injured in an episode. FBI begins its season 5 on Tuesday, September 20th at 8 p.m., guys.
That's very exciting. And something else that is very exciting is in the CBS Paramount Plus world. Criminal Minds, the revival is moving forward. The streamer has been giving out a series order to the continuation of the long-running CBS procedural that has renewed for a 10-episode order. The project was first reported as being in development in early 2021. Joe Mantegana, AJ Cook, Kristen Vangenes, Asha Tyler are all returning for the revival, with additional cast members to be announced at a later date. In the new series, the FBI elite team of criminal profilers come up against their greatest threat yet, the unsub, who has used the pandemic to build a network of other serial killers. Now, as the world opens back up, the network goes operational, and our team must hunt them down one murder at a time. Sounds deep, man.
So is there going to be 10 of them, and that's what the 10 episodes, each episode they find a new serial killer?
I could see that.
Maybe. Emily's not Matthew Goober's not like he says, but they said more casts could be coming. So,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. In the article, it said that he moved on from that character. He did his time. Like, whatever. That's the same thing Rajiv on Page said about the Bridgerton character. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
You're fan favorites.
Yeah. And I bet if the truck backs up enough.
Exactly. That's the thing. Come on. We all know.
We all know. Bridgerton leading man Jonathan Bailey is signed on for a lead role in Showtime limited series Fellow Travelers. Bailey joins previously announced cast members Matt Bomer and Allison Williams in the show, which is based on the novel of the same name by Thomas Mallon. It was ordered to series at Showtime in April after it was reported it was in the works in September of 2021. Now, in the show, the handsome and charismatic Hawkins Fuller, played by Matt Bomer, avoids emotional entanglements until he meets Tim Laughlin, played by Bailey, a young man brimming with idealism and religious faith. They begin a romance just as Joseph McCarthy and Roy Cohn declare war on submersives and sexual deviance, now initiating one of the darkest periods, as we know, in 20th century American history. Over the course of 4 decades, Hawk and Tim cross paths through the Vietnam War protests of the 1960s, the drug-fueled disco hedonism of the 70s, and the AIDS crisis of the 80s, while facing obstacles in the world and in themselves. Laughlin is further described as a young Fordham University graduate, earnest about his political and religious convictions, and filled with optimism about the post-World War II future. Okay.
Right? That sounds intense.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Beavis and Butthead are back on TV. A revival of the 1990s classic MTV animated series is set to premiere on Paramount Plus on August 4th. The streamer announced this week. In addition, the streamer revealed a first trailer for the series. The news of the revival comes shortly after the release of the Beavis and Butthead's Do the Universe, a Paramount Plus sequel film that saw the two travel in time from 1990, which is from the original series, to 1998 to 2022. So we'll see how that goes.
Heck yeah, that was a fucking fantastic movie. If you like Beavis and Butthead, you gotta watch that movie. It was so fucking funny. Okay, jumping over to NBC Universal, and Adrita Murjerki has struck an overall deal with Universal Television. Mukherjee, who will write, develop, and produce shows and projects across all platforms for the USG studio, has already signed up her first job as part of the pact. She will join NBC's reboot of Quantum Leap as a co-executive producer. Now, Mukherjee is a film and television writer originally from Kolkata, India. She got her start as a writer on the CBS television series Scorpion before becoming an executive story editor of Supergirl. She recently worked as a supervising producer on Universal Television's The Endgame for NBC and a producer on Amazon's Reacher. So she's got some experience. She's kicking some ass.
Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. Well, NBC Universal has big plans to take over Gaslamp Plaza in San Diego this month with its first ever NBCU corner at San Diego Comic-Con with content from NBC, Peacock, Sci-Fi, and the U.S. networks. The show will be highlighted at Fan Hub, including Quantum Leap, La Brea, Chucky, Resident Alien, Reginald the Vampire, Vampire Academy, The End is Nigh, and The Resort, I should say. It will be located at Gaslamp Plaza, like I said, adjacent to the 10 Fish restaurant. Comic-Con is scheduled for July 21st through the 24th.
Yeah, that's coming up real quick. I'm super freaking pumped about it. Hot off his Emmy nomination for his role in Under the Banner of Heaven, Andrew Garfield is in talks to portray billionaire business mogul Richard Branson in a limited series called Hot Air. The series will be directed by David Leitch, who, of course, is the director behind Deadpool 2, with Universal International in discussions to produce. Now, the story will follow Branson through the unbelievable rise of his company, Virgin Airways, and the campaign by British Airways to bring that shit down because they didn't like he was taking all their business.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Well, Marlene Bartlett has signed a new multi-year deal to remain on NBC's Chicago Med.
Yes.
Now, who she is an original cast member, and she is about to go into her 8th season on this series. She plays Nurse Maggie Lockwood. Last year, original cast members S. Ipa Markison, Oliver Platt, and Nick Gluffus, and Brian T. re-up their deals of the Chicago Fire spinoff from Wolf Entertainment and Universal Television. Now, she wasn't a part of those negotiations since her contract wasn't set to expire until this year. So it only makes sense that they made sure to sign on the dotted line.
Heck yeah, man. And that's hard to do these days, to keep the original cast all together, because, I mean, money is money, and it's tough these days.
Facts.
This one is an extreme surprise to me. I didn't expect this. I didn't think it was ever going to happen. I mean, I'm shocked, but I think it's kind of cool. Dr. Death has apparently been renewed for season 2 at Peacock. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. Like, they finished the story. This guy's in jail. What the fuck are they doing? Well, while the first season focused on the case of Dr. Christopher Dunch, the show will now take on an anthology format and follow a new case each season. Season 2 will tell the story of Paolo Macerni, a charming surgeon renowned for his innovative operations that earn him the nickname Miracle Man. When investigative journalist Benita Alexander approaches him for a story, the line between personal and professional begins to blur, changing her life forever. As she learns how for Paolo to go to protect his secrets, a group of doctors halfway across the world make shocking discoveries of their own that call everything about the Miracle Man into question. So, yeah, another true story about a shady-ass doctor.
I feel like it happens more often than not.
Right?
Like, people don't even think about it, but I feel like it happens a lot. But who knows, man? Who knows? Well, Single Parents alums Leighton Mester and Taryn Gilliam and Adam Brody are reuniting for The River Wild, a reimagining of Universal's 1994 adventure film of the same name, which is currently in production in Hungary. The new film from director Ben Ketai from the startup follows brother and sister who love but distrust each other as they embark on a whitewater rafting trip with a small group, including siblings' childhood friends who turn out to be more dangerous than he appears. Now, Ogun Javarsky from The Punisher, Warzone, and Warm Bodies is producing the reboot and penned by Kete and Mike Nguyen from Patient Zero. The film will debut on non-theatrical platforms worldwide in 2023 from Universal 1440 Entertainment, a production arm of Universal Filmed Entertainment Group. So that's very interesting.
I'm loving this one because I can't wait to see Adam Brody play a bad guy. Having him play a bad guy is going to be fun. Let's jump over to Sony. Sony Pictures has apparently acquired No Hard Feelings, an R-rated comedy package with Jennifer Lawrence attached to star. Along with Lawrence, the film will be directed by Gene Supnitsky, a writer and co-executive producer on NBC's The Office. Now, No Hard Feelings will be Supnitsky's follow-up to the 2019 coming-of-age ensemble comedy Good Boy, his feature-length directorial debut. No Hard Feelings is set in Montauk, New York, a hamlet on the east end of Long Island. The package is billed as an R-rated comedy in the vein of 1983's Tom Cruise film Risky Business and the 2011 Cameron Diaz vehicle Bad Teacher. Sony Pictures reportedly fended off some serious competition from other streamers and major studios in its pursuit of the project, including interest from Snoopy's Good Boys distributor Universal Pictures. The studio secured No Hard Feelings with the intention of giving it the completed film an exclusive theatrical release. It's unknown what the official price tag on the project was. I'm betting they paid a pretty penny.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Now, this next one, this cast keeps growing and growing. It seems like every week we have something new to report to you.
True.
Adam Scott is the latest to join the cast of Sony's superhero film, Madam Web. The movie stars Dakota Johnson as Madam Web within the spider world itself. The movie will be an origin story for the character, who served as an ally to Spider-Man in the Marvel Comics. The rest of the cast include Sydney Sweeney, who just received double Emmy nominations for Euphoria and The White Lotus, like we just told you up at the top of the show. Emma Roberts, Clisty O'Connor, Isabella Marst, Tahir Rahim, and, of course, the one and only Indianapolis 317 own Mike Epps.
Had to get that in.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Lizzie Barber's acclaimed psychological thriller novel Out of Her Depth has apparently been optioned by Sony Pictures Television for series development. Set in the heat of a Tuscan summer, the story follows headstrong Rachel, who gets the opportunity of a lifetime with a summer job in the Tuscan hills, receiving room and board in exchange for her service at the luxurious Villa Medici hotel. Soon she finds herself drawn into an affluent cosmopolitan crowd of friends where allegiances can change instantly. When she asks her new friend Diana to help her win the affections of the handsome and charming Sebastian, she thinks she might finally have a chance to become part of the world. But when she discovers that Diana may have intentions of her own, she begins to learn the real cost of friendship. And when Sebastian begins to focus on the sweet and innocent Valencia, Rachel's discovery there may be an even higher price to pay.
Very
shady shit in a hotel.
Exactly. Right. Well, Lionsgate and Shirtone Pictures will co-finance Shirtone's upcoming horror film Creepers, based on the novel by Rambo creator David Morrell, set to shoot this summer in Bulgaria. Creepers follows a group of young explorers who investigate an old abandoned hotel only to encounter a strange supernatural. The film is currently being cast and set to begin production on July 25th. The film will be helmed by Mark Klesfield, who makes his feature directorial debut, and Mark is best known for his work directing music videos, including visuals for Lady Gaga, the one and only Jay-Z, Prince, Beyonce, Eminem, Justin Timberlake, Shakira, Aerosmith, and the one and only Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Damn, dude's got like a serious resume for music videos.
Very eclectic, man. I'm very curious to see how his directorial debut.
Absolutely, and they're just now casting. This thing starts shooting on July 25th. They haven't cast it yet. Hello guys, you better get on that. 3-time Oscar nominee Woody Harrelson is apparently in talks to join Lionsgate's ensemble 1970s jukebox musical Sailing from the Rock of Ages creator Rhys D'Arenzo. The project is billed as a bunch of musicians in the late 70s as they discover the smooth sounds and smoother lifestyle that is yacht rock, the soft rock music genre that took over FM radio during that era. That will be really interesting.
Yeah, right. That sounds interesting. Well, Ellen Rappaport is set to shop at Lionsgate Television. The creator of HBO Max's well-reviewed comedy Minx has signed an overall deal with the studio behind the series. Under the pact, Rappaport will create new scripted projects for the studio while also continuing to serve as showrunner for her previously renewed critically acclaimed series, I should say, makes. So that's really cool.
We're seeing this more and more every week too. These studios locking up their people that have had hits for them. Smart, because before they were, remember, I mean, I felt like for a year we were talking about everybody bouncing all over the place. So locking them up now, locking them up. Speaking of bouncing all over the place, this one is Netflix revealed that it's teaming up with Microsoft to launch its new advertising supported subscription plan. Netflix's depressed stock got a bump on the news, rising 2% to about $180. The ad-supported service had a tortured start in a sideways announcement by co-CEOs Reed Hastings and Ted Sarandos on last quarter's earnings call. Now, the streaming king blindsided Wall Street by losing subscribers in quarter one and anticipates even bigger losses in the second quarter ending June, which has slashed more than 2/3 of the company's value. The about face by the service, which had always said and led the field and refused to even entertain the idea of an advertising, spooked investors. Now that it's on track to roll out with ads, the sentiment on Wall Street could change. Execs are expected to give some details on the new tier and the state of the streaming when the company reports its second quarter financials next Tuesday. So we'll definitely be paying attention. Yeah, I don't think Wall Street's going to give them any more love
either. I think that would actually, I've been talking about Apple buying Netflix. Microsoft would also be a great avenue for Netflix, because right now their share price is $256.72. So they're riding pretty high right now with a 1.3 uptick today. So I mean, going into the weekend. So we'll see how that's going to be, or yesterday going into the weekend. But still, I mean, I still think Netflix needs to be bought out by one of these bigger conglomerates.
for sure.
Lee Daniels has been tapped Omar Epps, Demi Singleton, Miss Lawrence, and Anthony B. Jenkins to join the cast of his upcoming exorcism thriller, The Deliverance, for Netflix. The group joins previously announced stars Andrea Day, Glenn Close, Monique Anquia Ellis, Caleb McGowan, and Tasha Smith in the film. True story. Now, Day plays Ebony, a mother who fights for her life, her faith, and the souls of her children after discovering their home is haunted by a demonic presence. Now, Netflix nabbed the rights of this Oscar-nominated director upcoming project in January for a reported $65 million, following the heated bidding war between streamer and several Hollywood players, including MGM and Miramax. So there Netflix goes.
So there you go.
Spending more money.
I'm betting this one would have gone away from them. This bidding war must have happened before Amazon bought MGM.
Yeah.
Because Amazon would have clearly outbid them.
For sure.
But hey, that's it. That's how it goes. A new cast is signed on for the next season of Black Mirror, and it's a good one, guys. Netflix has lined up a star cast for season 6, including Zazie Beetz, Papu Asdui, Josh Hartnett, Aaron Paul, Kate Mara, Danny Ramirez, Clara Regard, Auden Thompson, and Anjua Vasan. The casting specifically spans 3 episodes, and it's understood more actors will join up for further episodes of the show. Now, the series is now believed to be in production, and while specific details about the stories are being kept under wraps, we do know that season 6 will have more episodes than season 5, which comprised of only 3 installments. So we're getting more.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Netflix is turning to Fiona Rosenblum's beloved coming-of-age novel, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, into Sandler's entire family. His teenage daughters, Sonny and Sadie, and wife Jackie will co-star in this film. Now, Ida Menzel, who played Sandler's spouse in Uncut Gems, will also appear in the film alongside Saturday Night Live newcomer Sarah Silverman, a punch-drunk love actor Luis Guzman. Netflix has clarified who anyone will be playing in the teen comedy, which is currently in production. The film follows Stacy Fredman, who is preparing for one of the most important events in her young life, her bat mitzvah. But in the lead up to the big day, she's thrown through a loop after catching her bestie, Lydia Katz, locking lips with her crush, Andy Goldfarb. Now, the betrayal causes Stacy to declare the sentence that inspires the Wedley titled, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah. So it only makes sense.
Yeah, no. So now we know why they're not invited, because they were locking lips. All right. Tom Allen, a.k.a. Chad Kroeger, and JT Parr are taking their comedic activism to Netflix in the newly announced series Chad and JT Go Deep. The series follows Kroeger and Parr as they take their activism to the streets of Southern California to spread awareness on important issues. However, when one of their causes inadvertently leads to their cancellation, they use their activism to win back the good graces of trust of the culture. Chad and JT Go Deep will premiere Tuesday, August 23rd.
Yes. Now heading over to Amazon, the upcoming college-themed spinoff of the hit show The Boys finally has a name. Gen V. Now, Gen V is set in America's only college exclusively for superheroes, run by Vault International, of course. According to the show's official logline, Gen V is a revented rated R series that explores the life of the hormonal, competitive soups as they put their physical, sexual, and moral boundaries to the test, competing for the best contracts in the biggest cities. It's part college show, part Hunger Games, with all heart, satire, and raunchy of the boys. So I think it's going to do well.
I think so too. I'm excited for that one. Two-time BAFTA winner Bill Nye is joining the Kaylee Cuoco and David Oyelowo Amazon's high concept thriller Role Play. Nye is stepping in for Billy Bob Thornton, who had to depart the project due to a scheduling conflict. The Thomas Vincent directed pick revolves around a married couple played by Cuoco and Oyelowo, whose life turns upside down when secrets come out about each other's pasts. Now, the role that Nye is taking over for was under wraps, but is described as a mysterious stranger who encounters the couple.
Very interesting. Very freaking interesting. Well, Joe Gretsch from All Rise and Gustav Skarsgård from Oppenheimer are the latest additions to the cast of Ben Affleck's Nike film for Amazon Studios. Gretsch will play former Converse CEO John O'Neill, with Skarsgård as Adidas founder Horst Dassler. Now they join star-studded ensemble led by Matt Damon and Affleck. The drama has Damon playing a maverick sneaker salesman and former Nike executive Sonny Vaccaro, with Affleck as Nike's co-founder Phil Knight, in a story about Nike's long shot effort to sign Michael Jordan to its shoe company in the mid-'80s. It was an endorsement that seemed impossible at the time, but would become one of the most significant relationships between athletic brand and conglomerate sneaker industry, I should say. Goodness gracious.
There you go. I mean, yeah. I mean, the rest is just, Jumpman, come on. It's the biggest thing ever. Tony nominee Sharon D. Clarke, Thomas Flynn, and Malcolm Attenborough are the latest to join the cast of Amazon's romantic comedy Red, White, and Royal Blue. Written and directed by Matthew Lopez, based on Casey McQuinn's best-selling novel, the movie centers on Alex Claremont Diaz, played by Taylor Zachar Perez, the Mexican-American son of the U.S. president, played by Uma Thurman, and his royal counterpart, Prince Henry, played by Nicholas. According to the official logline, the plot kicks off when the two feuding political progenies and longtime rivals get into an altercation, and the tabloids get hold of a photo of the incident, prompting their handlers to devise a plan for damage control, staging a truce. Their fake friendship soon evolves, growing into something more meaningful than either Alex or Henry could have imagined. Soon, Alex finds himself hurtling into a secret romance with surprisingly unstuffy Henry that could complicate Mother's re-election campaign and upend two nations, and begs the question, can love save the world after all?
Jason Bateman as the director of Project Artemis, while Channing Tatum is finalizing his deal to step into the role once belonged to Chris Evans. The Apple Original Films production has suffered a bit of a musical chair since the streaming giant swept in and landed the package for a reported $100 million plus. Now, Scarlett Johansson, who also produces, has remained on board since the film's inception. But Bateman left the project due to creative differences, which altered the shooting schedule and meant that Evans couldn't complete work on Project Artemis and Pain Hustlers with his upcoming Netflix feature with Emily Blunt. Plot details for Project Artemis are being kept very hush-hush on the QT, but Bateman did reveal earlier this year that the film was set around the moon landing.
Oh.
So that's going to be interesting.
It sucks that Chris Evans had to drop out, though.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, Bateman. What
Right.
the? Apple TV Plus is renewed and executive produced by Maya Rudolph for a second season. The pickup comes at the midpoint of the comedy's 10-episode first season, and 2 weeks after Apple signed the big first look deal with Animal Pictures, the production company headed by Rudolph and Natasha Lyonne. Now, Loot was created by Alan Yang and Matt Hubbard. Rudolph plays Molly Novak, a billionaire whose seemingly perfect life falls apart when her husband of 20 years betrays her, and her public spiral becomes tabloid fodder. After learning she has a charitable foundation, Molly and its no-nonsense head, Sophia, form a plan to give away much of her fortune. The show's cast also includes Joel Kim Booster, Nat Faxon, and Ron Funches.
Interesting. Well, Apple TV Plus is getting behind the wheel of a series based on the real-life automaker Enzo Ferrari.
Oh.
The streamer has given a straight-to-series order to Ferrari from Peaky Blinders creator Stephen Knight and director Salfano Somola. Now, the series is inspired by the best-selling biography Ferrari Rex by Luca Dal Monte. The series will focus on a 5-year period in Ferrari's life. A logline reads 5 years, 5 drivers, 5 deaths, 1 trial in the name of passion, in the pursuit of pure speed. At the center of it all, a titanic man, a complex and multifaceted, who dedicated his genius mission of building the fastest racing car in history. Enzo Ferrari, his name became a boost in aspiration and ultimately a legend. But there was trial of tragedy and tumult along the way. Between 1956 and 1961, deeply wounded by a tragic death of his firstborn son Dino, and by what he considered a betrayal by his lead driver Juan Manuel Fingo. Now, Enzo Ferrari rebuilds his racing team from scratch, selecting 5 promising rising stars of motor racing to fight for victory.
Yeah.
That sounds intense.
It does. I mean, his life story is kind of intense. And so, but I mean, as we all know, it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Well, guys, that is the end of the industry news segment. And man, oh man, now you have it all.
Yes.
All of it at the palm of your hand. But now it is time for the top 5 segment. And this week it is top 5 songs that get you pumped up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, there's a whole bunch of different things that just it's different too, because there's different types of pump up songs. So there's songs that inspire you, or there's songs that just make you want to work out, make you want to run, make you, want to get up and do stuff, all the good things. So for me, my number 5 goes to Walk on Water from 30 Seconds to Mars. Jared Leto, I will say, he may be a little out there, but he is a phenomenal actor and musician with his brother. So be sure to check out his music. But Walk on Water, I feel like, is very inspirational in the sense to where, you get such a high feeling in the sense of being confident in yourself and what you're doing, that you feel like you can walk on water and you feel like you can do anything and anything's possible. So that's why it has to go on the list for me. So number 5, Walk on Water.
Yeah, my number 5, all those same sentiments. The song, it deals with all the same stuff, makes you think that you can and will succeed in anything that you kind of do. Believer by Imagine Dragons. You have to be a believer. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be the one that, because nobody will believe in you unless you believe in yourself. And this whole song kind of deals with that, really gets you fired up thinking, yeah, I can do this. I am a believer. I can believe in anything that's possible. And it's hard. Yeah, I freaking love this song. Number 5.
For sure, man. For sure. Number 4 for me is just an all-around best song. It makes you feel good. Like, if you need that confidence to walk into a room that you're the shit, this is definitely one of the songs to listen to. And I'm talking about Inner Sandman, Metallica. This is definitely one of the harder songs on my list. I'm not much of a hard rock guy, but when it comes to, just basically, and it's an awful expression because we want to try to get away from this, but manning up and just kind of convincing yourself that you're a badass fucking, alpha male type shit. But I mean, that's what this song does. It makes you feel like you're on top of the world and can conquer anything. And that's a recurring theme in both of our lists is you feel like you can conquer anything. But
for sure.
Number 4 for me, Inner Sandman.
Number 4 for me is Lose Yourself from Eminem. This is like a story of overcoming your fears and proving to yourself that you can do whatever you set out to do. And when you get your opportunity, you get your shot, you take it, you go for it. You can't be fearful of not succeeding. You got to take it when it comes and you got to run with it and you got to overcome all your shit. And this song, if it doesn't fire you up, if it doesn't make you get all it do, then I don't know what's wrong, because it should definitely do that for you. Lose Yourself, Eminem, Oscar winning Lose Yourself. That should tell you everything right there.
Exactly,
right?
Man.
My number 4.
Love it. Well, my number 3, I don't know, because the Promulations by Post Malone, that is definitely one, when you feel like you're on top of the world and everybody is just kind of like, wow, they're seeing your accomplishments and your accolades. And it's kind of nice just to get that acknowledgement sometimes. Don't let it go to your head, because we don't need it to be, too much, but it's really nice to get acknowledgement of the hard work you've been putting in, whatever career path you've chosen, and especially the creative field, because everybody out there knows that it is definitely one of the most difficult fields to get into, whether that be music, film, television, writing, any of that good stuff. But once you do it, and once you put your mind to it, and once you put in that time and effort and you start to see things happen, that's when, you feel good about yourself. You can sit back and say, wow, look what I'm doing. And I think this song is a good rendition of that, to sit back and like just acknowledge yourself, what you're doing, and be happy with what you're doing. So,
Heck yeah.
Number 3 for me, congratulations, Post Malone.
Yeah, my number 3 comes from a Rocky movie. Fires up, gets you. It's a great workout song. It's a great motivating song. It's a great inspirational song. I'm, of course, talking about Survivor's Eye of the Tiger. It's all about getting the eye of the tiger, reclaiming that fierce independence, reclaiming that drive, that fire to succeed, and knowing that you can't be beat. And I think that's so important, right? Because I mean, a lot of times it's all about motivating yourself and staying motivated and consistency and getting it. And you have to have that fire. You have to have that drive. And so this is a great song to remind you that you need the motherfucking eye of the tiger to get your shit done. I mean, that's a great pump up song, man. You can't go wrong with it. My number 3, Eye of the Tiger.
I love that. Number 2 for me goes to Bounce Back by Big Sean, because failure is a part of life and you will fall down multiple times and you have to get back up. And that's the song, because you will fail multiple times, especially in the creative field. But the only difference between people who think that,
remind you too that this is a crazy industry, or this is just maybe you need the eye of the tiger to get through the jungle. My number 2 is Welcome to the Jungle. The epitome of a song that tells you look out for everything, always watch your back. You got to know what's happening, you be prepared, because life is a jungle and it's not always friendly. And you got to be on top of your game to make sure that you survive. And I mean, it's what a great way to fire yourself up and remind yourself, always be aware of what's happening. Always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure your circle is, you're not getting out of the jungle, y'all. So just keep that in mind.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Well, for my number 1, it is very indie. Maybe not a lot of people know of it. They just had a song that was in the new Suicide Squad movie, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, Rain. But I'm talking about Grandson and his song Apologize. And this song is basically about not having to apologize for who you are.
That's
and right. I mean, you can always improve yourself, but you are the only one who can criticize yourself, because everyone else can go fuck themselves. And you don't have to apologize for who you are as a human being, who you are creatively. You just have to improve yourself for yourself and no one else. So that's why number 1 for me is Apologize.
That's right. Well, my number 1, I mean, it makes total sense. We will rock you. We are the champions. I mean, this is all about, if you go to any sporting arena in any state or in any country, anywhere in the world, you will hear these songs. It is the epitome of a champion song. It's the epitome of fire you up, get you going. The world is your oyster. You can beat anybody. You can take down anybody. You can succeed at anything. We're going to rock the shit out of you, and then we're going to be the champions. I mean, this is the go-to song, right? If you're trying to fire yourself up for whatever you're doing, it's a sporting event, it's a project, you're writing, you're directing, you're filming, you're singing, you do whatever. This is the song to fire you up and say, I am the champion. I am the best there ever go to. It's We Will Rock You. We Are the Champions, Queen.
Yes, that is it, man. We want to know your top 5 pump up song or your number 1 pump up song. We would love the fan interaction. Be sure to comment in the YouTube comment sections or be sure to add us on Twitter. We love it. We love it. Well, heading over to box office recap, Thor: Love and Thunder, though mid, it came in at number 1 with 144 million. It is still a Marvel movie, so of course people went out and saw it. So yeah, like I said, number 1. Number 2 was Minions: Rise of Gru with 46.1. That's a pretty decent drop off, nothing too crazy. Yeah. So kudos to them. Number 3 is Top Gun Maverick with 15.5. Fucking like 8th week in a row, like 2 months. It's about to be on streaming platforms. That's fucking crazy.
And it's now Paramount's all-time global film as well, not just domestic. It took that crown this week too, so it's just kicking ass.
It really is. Number 4 is Elvis with 11.2, and number 5 is Jurassic World Dominion with 8.6.
There you go.
New movies that are coming out this week are basically just Where the Crawdads Sing and Paul's Fury: The Legend of Hank. And apparently Miss Harris Goes to Paris.
Yes.
And Nope is next week, so you can be sure to check that one out.
Oh yeah, get excited for that
all the good stuff. But movies you can still go see right now are The Black Phone, Lightyear, Mr. Malcolm's List, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, just streaming on Disney Plus, Thor: Love and Thunder, all the good things, man. Be sure to check them out. But I mean, speaking of Thor: Love and Thunder, it is the top trending movie this week. It only makes sense. A lot of people have been talking about it, good or bad. So it's all the fun, all the Easter eggs, all the post-credit scenes, all the good stuff. And if you're a Ted Lasso fan, you need to stick around for the post-credit scenes. So check that out.
Oh, yeah.
The top trending TV show is, by surprise, Stranger Things. And the top trending star is Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things. R.I.P. Eddie. Now, everybody, thank you so much for getting crazy with us on episode 202. Man, it's been absolutely wild. Be sure to follow us on social media. The podcast is at ITCAFpodcast. The company is at Crazy Ant Media. And of course, myself at JLo Fantastic. And
Crazy Ant Guy 1970.
Yes. And you guys know you can subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Stitcher, and so much more. We go live. Schedule your Saturdays or Sundays at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
That's why you have to follow us on social media so you know what in time we will be going live. And be sure to visit our website www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear and watch our film Deadlines.
Yes.
So you can finally see the chops that we have to offer. But man, oh man, it was a great show. I mean, I always love award season, and the Emmys are just very, very interesting because I love how they recognize both. I love how they recognize both film and television because there's so many talented artists out there that do amazing things, and this is a great way to acknowledge them.
Yeah, and I'm not at all surprised that so many of our incredible guests that we've had on our show are nominated for Emmys. It's just it's a kudos to their talent and what they do, and we could not be more happy for them, and best of luck to all of them. It's fun. Award seasons is always a fun time for us, and we will be on that stage ourselves sometime soon. We promise you we will be. Fuck, it's all those songs that we just talked about. We know we will be up on that stage.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Well, with it being the close of the show, you guys know we love the one, the only Oprah. Oh man, guys, thank you so much for getting crazy with us on the podcast. It's been amazing. Freaking, we love doing this every single weekend, and especially, having fun. That's what it's all about. Just having fun, getting crazy, and, just talking about the latest industry news because there's so much going down in Hollywood and there's no way you guys can keep up with it. So we're here to provide you with that information.
Yes.
So man, oh man.
Yeah, every week. I look forward to it every single week. I mean, and sometimes we're shocked, we're surprised by the news, right? I mean, because like Dr. Death. What?
Yeah,
I saw that coming. I mean, sometimes there are things that even throw us for a loop, and I guess we will be talking about it next week. There's no way we're not talking about it next week. Iger has continued his public criticism of Chapek at Disney. There's got to be a reason for this. I mean, I can't think of any other reason why he would publicly keep saying these things if he's not just trying to sway Disney to get rid of Chapek.
Yeah.
So I think that story will be in our news for sure next week.
For sure, man. For sure, guys. Well, have a great rest of your weekend. Be sure to like and subscribe to the